Gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 12 rounds in the super middleweight division. Brought to you by Riyadh Season and the General Entertainment Authority GIA, with Frank Warren for Queensberry, Canelo Promotions, Agon Sports and Events, and Sella, in association with Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated and Zanfer Boxing, along with their great sponsors, Riyadh Season, STA, STC, Dr. Suleiman El Habib Medical Group, and Arena Fitness Innovation. Sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, Steward in Charge Guy Williamson, Supervisor Dennis Gilmartin. Our three judges assigned will be Howard Foster of England, Kieran McCann of England, and Ron McNair of the United States. Our referee in charge will be Bob Williams of England. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing white with blue and gold and weighed in officially at 167.7 pounds. Coming to us from Marseille, France, he brings an undefeated record with 26 wins, 2 draws, 5 wins coming by way of knockout. Currently ranked number 7 by Ring Magazine. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the undefeated Bruno Surace. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing the color of the Saudi Arabia sand and weighed in the same as his opponent, 167.7 pounds. His professional record consists of 44 wins, 2 defeats, 35 of his 44 wins coming by way of knockout. Currently ranked number 8 by Ring Magazine, he is the former WBO Super Welterweight Champion of the World, damas y caballeros, de Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, Jaime Munguia.
Punch is there, okay, that's the height, okay. Punch is there, anything below that is low. Okay, gentlemen, obey my commands. In the event of a knockdown, the fighter standing will go to the furthest neutral corner and stay there. Protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves, please.
Well, a lot has changed in terms of how we think about a fight between Jaime Munguia and Bruno Surace. Munguia, as we mentioned, still a -700 favorite in this one or so, but these are now 2 top 10 Ring Magazine super middleweights going at it. Can Bruno Surace affirm that it was not a fluke?
You can see at the face-off that Surace is naturally the bigger man. He had a wider torso. Munguia coming up from 154. You can see he's slightly smaller as far as frame.
Munguia got knocked out in that last fight, but there was a lot that was going right for him leading up to that point. He knocked down Surace in the second round. The body work was working. He pushed Surace up against the ropes repeatedly, so he's got to tweak a couple of things, but much of what he was doing in that first fight should be effective in the second.
You can see Surace went for that home run right hand right off the bat, but he needs to set that up. Munguia's going to be looking for that right hand, so soften up the body with those jabs, and then you can maybe catch him off guard over the top.
Sergio, I'm interested to see what kind of tweaks that Eddie Reynoso makes in the game of Jaime Munguia. First full camp, first fight with Eddie Reynoso. I think we're seeing one early tweak here, Chris, and Sergio, I'll throw this to you as well. Where Munguia is carrying
Đại sứ quán mạnh dạn
almost high in an exaggerated fashion to guard against that right hand.
That's one of them, and anytime Surace moves to his left, you can see that Munguia steps to the right, so he's gonna make that ring smaller and smaller and cut off the Frenchman anytime he moves to his left.
I think the question is going to be, as this fight progresses,
does Jaime Munguia revert to form? Do we start to see the same Jaime Munguia that just goes to war with every opponent that he's been in?
No matter who's been in Jaime Munguia's corner, what trainer has been trying to take those bad habits away, they always come back and haunt him.
A fighter like Surace, who has suddenly developed confidence, could be extremely dangerous. Of course, he knows he can knock Munguia out, but also, Chris, this is a guy who is still working a sales job outside of boxing. This is someone who twice has had university exams the day of and the day before fights. Now suddenly he's a top 10 super middleweight. There's a different level of belief in Bruno Surace now.
No question. He was brought in as cannon fodder the first time around. Now he is one win away from being considered a legit contender.
I say it all the time, and Mannix doesn't believe me, but I tell him that boxers are smart. They don't need an education to be smart. It's just they're put in a position, they come from poverty, that they go into the gym before they go to school, but Surace is an exception.
He's got 2 master's degrees. He's smart in every capacity.
How many credits away are you?
Relax, Mr. Boston College. See right here, Munguia's not jabbing enough. You know, that's the thing that Eric Morales was trying to teach him. You know, closing the gap with the jab, especially when you have a mover moving around the ring laterally.
Left hand to the body there from Munguia, but a pretty good opening.
I understood kickboxing.
I took 1 year of college French, guys. I'm good.
I apologize, my 12th grade French did not pick that up as well as perhaps it should as round 2 begins. As you heard the Munguia corner say, all right, you gave up that round, maybe now it's time to get started. And we discussed the possible adaptations that Munguia would have now in the Reynoso camp. That's kind of a Canelo-esque thing to do too, Serge. I'll put this to you, Mannix. Kind of just taking a picture in that opening round and then getting things going.
That's what Canelo Alvarez has become known for. So downloading information in that first round, figuring out the tendencies of your opponent. But if you're Jaime Munguia, you should have a pretty clear idea of how Bruno Surace is going to try to fight. He's going to be looking for that right hand. That right hand's real. Like, he only had 4 knockouts coming into that fight against Jaime Munguia, but he loads up on that right hand.
Good right hand from Munguia there a moment ago. You know, Sergio, one habit that Surace does have, maybe it owes to that oscillating between kickboxing and boxing for a period of time.
He crosses his right foot over. I was about to, Corey, you know your stuff. When he moves to his left, he crosses his right foot. That's a big no-no. You need to, your lead foot, your left foot is the one that's doing all the guiding. When he moves to his left, Surace brings his right foot across his body. That's a big no-no. You're off balance and can get attacked.
Surace looking for a left hook there.
Surace doing a pretty good job of protecting that midsection. One punch that works for Jaime Munguia really well is that left hook to the body. And historically, Bruno Surace has been vulnerable to body shots.
Yeah, and I think if he's going to take advantage of Surace moving his right foot like that, it's going to be the right hook to the body that's going to be money for Munguia.
Big attempt at left hook there from Munguia.
Welcome back.
Perhaps Surace could be more susceptible to body shots, as I mentioned.
That right hook.
Nice right hand there from Surace. Although he is certainly a super middleweight now, even in his post-fight interview after beating Munguia, he said, I'm not sure that I belong here. I might be going back to 160. So he might naturally be bigger, but that might not be where he's athletically most comfortable.
You know, when I sized him up, we're about the same frame, but looking at him now without a shirt, he has a wide torso. You know, fighters like that, you know, they carry all their weight in the middle. Kind of like Carlos Baldomir, you know, they had all of that wide torso. They were strong fighters if you stay right in front of them.
Surace taking away that right hand well, but did eat a nice stiff jab there from Munguia, as Munguia now touches the body of Surace with a left hook.
Yeah, Munguia very responsible with bringing his hands back to defense. A lot of instructions there being given by Eddie Reynoso. A lot of great instructions, basically saying that Munguia's doing right, but he's being set up with that right hand. So he needs to pretend he's going to attack, feint, and then feint and attack. So you're going to switch up your attack coming in, and don't pull back. Do not lean back your head if you're Munguia.
body there from Munguia. Surace felt it was low.
Now that wasn't low. That's just a good shot. And if you keep digging that forearm and that elbow will keep digging into your rib.
Yeah, and I would say Surace's trunks
are very high.
You're right. So he might have thought it was low, but that was probably right on the legal belt line.
This is the most I've seen Munguia feint with that heavy front foot. It's unnatural to him, but that's exactly what they worked on. Because that's what Reynoso wants in the corner. Feint that front foot, get him to bite, then you attack.
See Jaime Munguia's family seated ringside, hoping that their son can get back in the win column. Munguia staying consistent with that heavy jab. And one thing I think we are seeing in terms of changes to his technique, the work of Munguia is a little bit tighter now. You're seeing some touches of that Reynoso and Canelo style.
Yeah, tight guard and discipline. I think that's the main thing, because Munguia will throw discipline to the wind. You know, as soon as he landed one shot, he will go after his opponent. Now he's doing a lot more responsibly behind that hard jab. And once he lets go of that jab, he brings it right back to his face.
Well, Chris, that's also something that Munguia has kind of had to learn as he's gone up the scale. At 154, he was so physically overwhelming.